Hey, true seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Yesterday, February 23rd, 2017, I put out a video on the death of Alan Colmes at age 66. It was reported he died yesterday from brief illness. He was the longtime part of the Fox News program Hannity and Colmes. If you missed that video, I'll link it in the description. I showed the parallels between his death and the reported death of Tim Russert of NBC's Meet the Press, who died years ago. Very similar fashion to Alan Colmes. Anyhow, a lot of people commented, "Hey Zach, what about the death of Brenda Buttner, also of Fox News?" And I'm glad people asked me this because I hadn't heard about it. On February 20th, reportedly Brenda Buttner, also a woman on Fox News, died from cancer. So how interesting that two Fox News contributors die within 3 days of each other. They said Brenda died from cancer at age 55. Remember, the word sacrifice has gematria 55. I want to show you what's so interesting about the name Brenda Buttner in regards to cancer. In case you're new to my channel, I talk about how cancer has the gematria of 44. Just like chemo, just like kill. Cancer, chemo, and kill all sum to 44. And notice, in reverse ordinal gematria, cancer sums to 118. This is interesting because the word death in Jewish gematria sums to 118. We often document how 44 and 118 show up around death. Lo and behold, in the word cancer, 44 and 118 are both coded. Look at the name Brenda. The exact same thing. Brenda is just like cancer. In all methods, it's a match. And her last name, Buttner, has reverse gematria. The name Brenda Buttner also sums to 144. Just like if you write out 44, it sums to 144. All throughout history, the numbers 44 and 144 found around death and killing, 118 as well. Also, in addition to her name, her date of birth, May 22nd, 1961, that's a date with a life lesson number of 44, a number that breaks down to 8. But in her own birth numerology, 44, as well as 26, number also connecting to cancer. The date she died was a date with 59 numerology. The word kill in Jewish gematria, notice how kill is 44 using the alphabetic order, 59 in Jewish. Other numbers we see around death, she died from cancer on a date with 59 numerology. Also, what's interesting about the year she was born, 61, the word news in simple English gematria sums to 61. Here we see two news anchors die days apart for Fox News. Earlier this year, we saw Gwen Eiffel drop dead out of nowhere at age 61, right after she just covered the election or the selection of Donald Trump. 61, the news number. Gwen Eiffel. Mysterious death at age 61 not long ago. So Brenda Buttner, very fascinating how her name, how her birthday connects to death and cancer. How the word chemo also has the gematria of 44 like cancer. If you've never seen the movie Haunting in Connecticut, that was one of the first films I saw when I became aware of this gematria study, and I learned when I first began that kill, cancer, chemo all sum to 44. Then I was watching this film, A Haunting in Connecticut, and one of the main characters has cancer, and he's getting his radiation treatment, and on the side of the machine is a giant 44. That's why when you're aware of this knowledge, you see how often it is put before your face. And there are things you would never pick up on. I mean, if you're watching that horror movie, Haunting in Connecticut, the man's getting his cancer treatment, there's a machine with a 44 on it. What's the 44 mean? It's completely insignificant, right? It's just a number. But then, lo and behold, there's this esoteric knowledge of gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words, and these numbers have symbolism behind them. All throughout history, people have died by these numbers again and again. I've learned that in Mandarin Chinese, the word for 4 sounds the same as the word for death. That's interesting. This woman also died 91 days before her 56th birthday. Interesting how chemo has the 91 connection. Chemo kills as much as cancer, maybe even more so. So Brenda Buttner, dead at 55. Again, sacrifice has the 55 connection. Down below, I'll link the death of Alan Colmes, the video on that. More important information. In the time we've been doing this, we've seen a lot of celebrities die at age 44. Oftentimes they're B-list celebrities, but they make the headlines. This person from this TV show, this person from this reality show. We've documented a lot of people dying from cancer at age 44. That said, the important component in this to understand is there's also an organic element to these numbers. This past year, I saw my own sister get diagnosed with cancer at age 44. And the day of the diagnosis was June 2nd, 2016. I'll just put this up here for you. 6/2/2016. That was a date with 44 numerology. And June 2nd can be written 2/6. We just saw how cancer is 26 and 44. My sister was 44 years old on this date, diagnosed with cancer. My sister, her whole life, she has eaten poorly. She has not eaten fruits and vegetables. She's eaten a lot of meat, cheese, and bread. I mean, that's her diet like a lot of Americans. And when you read about that diet, it's cancer-causing. And what's sad for me is from the time I was 18, I was telling my sister about how she needed to eat more vegetables and less meat and cheese, because that's when I learned about these things. When I was 18, right after 9/11, when I was doing a lot of homework. And, I wish my sister had taken my advice because of her cancer. She had breast cancer. She had to get the surgery, the removal. And what was nice is when my sister got cancer, it made us talk again. We hadn't been talking because my sister said I'd gone crazy and lost my mind over this number study, and then just started making all these rude comments. Realized my sister's always been ignorant her whole life, and I haven't. I'm the intelligent one who does the research. I'm the one who saw through the lies of September 11th. She's the one that went out and bought gas masks for her family because she thought the terrorists might kill the whole nation. So, that's the difference between me and my sister. But anyway, when she was sick with the cancer, it momentarily brought us together. We're now separated again over the same things. Some people are hard-headed, stubborn. My sister's one of those people. Had she listened to her little brother her whole life, understand that my sister's over 12 years older than me, but had she listened to me her whole life, she probably wouldn't have had cancer. She'd see truth. My sister's someone who just wants to be ignorant. And for ignorance, there's consequences. Like your health. You eat like shit your whole life, you're going to get cancer. At least the odds are there. Some people have amazing bodies like my grandmother on my father's side. She doesn't eat well either. All she does is smoke cigarettes and sit on a couch, something she's been doing for longer than I've been alive. And she stays as healthy as anyone out there. But for most of us, we got to take care of ourselves. So Brenda Buttner, R.I.P., she had the numbers of death, seemingly died by the numbers. Who knows, maybe her and Alan Colmes are off on vacation and this is how they escape from their celebrity, from their TV celebrity. That's another possible situation. I'll let you be the judge. The numbers are the thing to be aware of, the language of gematria. 44 and 118. Last year I called the death of Prince. Prince died on the 44th parallel in an elevator. I pointed out how him and Vanity both had the number 118 coded into them. Prince Rogers Nelson, with the S exceptions, 118. Vanity's cause of death was 118. Elevator 118. Same patterns again and again, Truth Seeker. Plus everything else we've talked about in between. Almost Tupac Shakur and his entire rap crew all dead by the number 118. Just goes on and on. Until next time.